Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStippingThoughts.net, and today we're going to make this beautiful wedding card. I have two weddings coming up for the month of June, and this wedding party colors are plum and ivory. So the colors I used are the Very Vanilla and the Perfect Plum. And then this wedding party was like a pool party, like a aqua color and a chocolate. So I went with Pool Party and the Whisper White. All right, so we're gonna make the Pool Party one today. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's give you the measurements. This Whisper White piece, the base is cut a little bit smaller than your typical standard size card. So the width is cut at 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then you're gonna score it at 4 1/4. So then your Pool Party piece is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 1/8. And then this Whisper White piece is cut at 4 by 5. And then you're going to need some Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper, and then also some Whisper White and some more Pool Party for cutting with the Big Shot. All right, so first I'm going to show you all the stamp sets we're using. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Botanical Builder Framelits, and the stamp set and the framelits are retiring as of May 31st. They will be gone after May 31st. But we're going to use the flowers from this framelit set for the wedding card. And then for the base, the background of the base of the card, we're going to use the Detailed Floral Thinlits. And this is carrying over. And then it's also available in a bundle until May 31st. But the stamp set and the Thinlits are also carried over to the brand new catalog. Okay, so we're going to be using the Flourishing Phrases stamp set. This is such a beautiful stamp set. And we're going to be using these two stamps. Marriage is a Journey. Good thing you get to bring your best friend along. I love that. And then also the Congratulations. Now this is also available in a bundle with the Flourish Thinlits, which we'll also be using this one right here for the card. But the bundle price will go away with the new catalog. So you have until May 31st to get the bundle for this. All right, so first we're going to go ahead and stamp. Okay, so we're going to bring our Whisper White in. I have all the stamps I'm using for the greetings and the Pool Party Classic ink. We're going to stamp Marriage is a Journey. Okay, and then the good thing you get to bring your best friend along. I love that. Okay, and then we're going to stamp the Congratulations right underneath that. Hopefully I can get this lined up. Pretty good. All right, so now it's just mainly a lot of cutting, but before we do that, I want to show you what I did with the Whisper White layer. Okay, so what I did beforehand, here are the pieces to the card, and this Whisper White piece has adhesive sheets on them. Let me show you that. Okay, so we used to sell the multi-purpose adhesive sheets years ago, and now they're back, and they're awesome. I love them. So I cut a piece. I had some extra, so I cut this down to the size that it's going to be available in the catalog, and this is 6 by 12. And what I did is I'm going to peel off the backing, and this side is the adhesive part of the adhesive sheet. So I'm going to take that off of there. And then I cut a piece of 12 by 12 down to 6 by 12. And I'm going to adhere these pieces together so I don't waste anything on this piece here. So you're just going to take your 6 by 12 Whisper White and layer that as good as you can onto the adhesive sheet. And then what I did next was just cut this down to the 4 by 5 size, which is right here. Okay, so we're going to be using the Detailed Floral Thinlits. Now I have a video on how to use your framelits and your thinlits and what platform to use, and I'll post that video below. And then also at the end of this video, I have a link to that, okay? So we're going to use both of these thinlits. And we're going to take our Whisper White piece, and I'm going to put the adhesive part of this card on the bottom, okay? And then we're also going to grab our precision base plate. So I'm also using the thin die adapter and then also the Big Shot platform, using all 3 layers. And then you're only going to need 1 acrylic pad, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and put our cardstock down. Now I will be cutting 1 piece at a time of both of these layers. I've done a couple of these cards already, and it seemed like they moved a little bit. So I want to just cut 1 at a time because, see, let me show you here. So when you put these together, when you run it through the Big Shot, there's a gap here, and it makes your Big Shot like clunk. That's totally normal, but then this can slightly move. So that's why I'm going to just cut them both separately. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this piece at the one side. Just like that. And then we're going to run that through the Big Shot, and I'll run it through twice just to make sure it cuts every detail of this thinlet. Okay. So let's take this out. Okay, so let me get my die brush really quick. I'm just going to take this piece off. It's so beautiful. Okay, and we'll just take the rest of the pieces out, but I'm going to wait to cut the other piece. Let's move this, send this back through. Now we're going to cut the second part of the card. So we're going to layer this at the other end. Lining it up. Taking our acrylic. And run that through twice. Okay. All right, let me grab the die brush. Okay, isn't it beautiful? So you just take your die brush and just go over all those little pieces there. So beautiful. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and remove our precision base plate. All right, now we're going to bring in our second acrylic. Okay, so now we're going to cut our greetings for the card. And this one we're going to use the layering ovals. I'm going to use this size here to cut both of these out. I want to make sure they're pretty straight. Okay. Let's run that through. And let's cut the other one. So now we're going to cut out the pool party. And I'm going to take the same size oval that we cut out the greeting, and then we're going to take the next size up because I want to make a little frame for our window on the front. I'm just positioning that so it's right in the center. Then I'm going to cut out another oval. This is going to be for the inside part of the card, which I didn't show you that part. I'll have to show you that. It's really cute. Okay. Okay, the ovals are done. So here's our little frame for the front of the window. And then this is going to be for the inside. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting out. Let me grab our precision base plate again. Okay, so we're going to be cutting out the Flourish thinlets with the Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper. It's so beautiful. This is very detailed too, so that's why you want to use your precision base plate. All right, so let's run this through twice. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to get our brush again. Let me get that. All right. So now our glimmer paper is inside the thinlet. So you're just going to take your brush, run that over that. Now, sometimes I feel like, well, that came out really good, but sometimes I feel like if you just go over the brush, over your thinlet when you're holding it, sometimes the pieces come out a little bit easier too that way. But look how pretty. Oh, so beautiful. All right, now one more thing we're going to cut. I'm going to cut out a flower with you, and we're going to use the Whisper White. And this time we're just going to cut out a framelit, so we don't need the precision base plate. Cutting out the Whisper White. And I'm going to cut out, let me see, what flowers do I already have? I need one more of these. So I'm just going to cut the flower out. And this was from the Botanical Builder Framelits, and this is retiring. May 31st. Okay, so there's a lot of flowers to this card, but to save some time, I went ahead already and did them, but I wanted to cut one of the flowers with you. So there's the flower. Let's move the Big Shot. Okay, so let's bring all our pieces in. Now this is the pool party piece that this piece is going to layer on. So remember, this has already got the adhesive on it on the back side. So all you're going to do is you're going to peel that backing off. So awesome! And then you're going to line this piece up onto your pool party. I guess it looks pretty good right about there. Okay, we're going to die cut the center of this in a little bit, but first we're going to go ahead and layer all our other pieces. Let me go ahead and do that. This is going to go on the inside. And what I did for the flowers is I took all the white flowers, right, that you see here, and then I cut out the pool party for the centers, and that's all from the Botanical Builder framelits. And this center right here is going to go on the center of that flower that we cut together with the Big Shot. So I'm just going to take some liquid glue. It's going to put some in the center of that. And then this is going to go on the Whisper White flower right in the center. Okay, and then we have some basic pearls. I went ahead already and built up the flowers, and then I added the pearl to those. So I'm just going to go ahead and add one to this one. So pretty. And then also a dimensional goes on the back. Okay, so those are all our flowers we're going to use. And then we're going to grab the Big Shot. We got one more cut out for the front of the card right here. All right. Okay, so now we're going to cut the center part of this front of the card. And then remember, we use this for Marriage is a Journey for this size of the oval. Okay, so that's the one we're going to use, not the larger one. We're going to use the smaller one to cut the front of our card. And I want that pretty straight. Right about there looks good. And then we're going to cut that out. So there's the front, the cutout. All right, now I think we're done with the Big Shot. Let's move that. All right, now we're going to go ahead and pop this front of the card up on the Whisper White piece. So we're going to use some dimensionals for that. All right, so we're going to grab our base. I'm going to put this right onto the front of the card. All right, then we're going to take our greeting, which is the Marriage is a Journey, and this is going to go right on the inside. Now, if you want, you could go ahead and stamp that, but I wanted to make sure that this was going to be straight on the front of the card. So either way, if you want to stamp it and then punch it out with the Big Shot, you can, the way I did it. And then you're just going to fit that right into that oval shape. Press that down. I'm just going to pick it up, the front of the card, pick it up so it layers down inside. Just like that. Okay, isn't that pretty? All right, then we're going to take our front of our oval part. This is going to be the frame, so let's add adhesive to that. Okay, so now it's just a matter of adding our flowers and our little foliage right here. I'm just going to position it where I want to get an idea of where I want to add the dimensionals, because remember, flowers are going to be over here. So I want to put a few dimensionals on this side. And I went ahead already and cut out the edges to make them really small. Just need 3 or 4 dimensionals on this side. Remember, these are not going to show because you're going to have your flowers there. And peel off the backing. Okay, then take your glimmer paper, position it where you want it. That looks really good. Just like that. Then you're just going to go ahead and position all your flowers around that little window. Just like that. So pretty. Okay, and then on the inside, I'm just going to add one of the little flowers. I'll show you the perfect plum one here in a second, because I put a little bit more flowers on the inside of that one. There. Isn't it cute? And then of course you would trim your card a little bit if it hangs over, like this one over here, and then slightly over here. Even though the card is cut a little bit smaller, it should still fit into the envelope, but I just want to make sure. So pretty. And then one more thing that I did do to the card is I took some Wink of Stella and I just colored in the little tiny flowers with the pearl. And then also on the inside, I colored in the pool party. So pretty. That is a beautiful wedding card. Okay, so then here's the other one. Now this is the inside of this one. Looks just like this one does. And then here's the perfect plum with the very vanilla. Now this one I added a few more extra flowers. So pretty. So that's how you make that wedding card. Now remember, the Botanical Blooms and the Botanical Builder framelits are retiring. As of May 31st will be your last day to get those. And then these two bundles, the floral phrases with the detailed floral that we used on the background of the card, the bundle will expire on May 31st, but they will be in the new catalog. And so will the flourishing phrases and the flourish thinlits that we use for the little flourish on the front of the card. These will be in the new catalog, but the bundle price will expire, where you can save 10% until May 31st. And I'll have all the items listed below. And then while you're there, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.